Alright, let's just get this over with.
I love Wacom. The first ever tablet I ever used was the Intuos, and ever since then, I have been immersed in the world of digital art. I have drew many countless of art, with this one being the first one I ever created, and ever since then I never looked back. Who the hell needs financial stability when you can draw tits and asses all day? I always appreciate their quality, their pen technology, and much more. But nowadays, there is a stigma that Wacom ain't so good anymore.
I hate Wacom. Okay, that might be an overstatement, but I hate what they've become.
With the upcoming rises of Chinese brands like Huion, XP Pen, and others, there was the moment where people finally realized,
Wacom kinda sucks.
the most common phrasing people have is that Wacom is now the new Apple of the tablet world, and I can honestly agree. They have been doing little to no innovating, they lack any express keys or even accessories for the matter, they are overpriced, and the only good thing they are worth is being a good chopping board. And even though I'm a fan of Wacom products, denying any of these accusations would be foolhardy of me. Hell, the current tablet I have is a Bosto tablet, you know what that means? So that begs the question, is Wacom failing? Well, let's take a look. First thing we have is the features. Many Wacom products back then have features that give reason to people to buy the products, such as express keys, portability, lamination, cable management, and much more. These products can be found on stuff like on the Intuos or the 13HD. But now, Wacom stripped all of that away. This is where the Apple vibes come from. Less features, more expensive. The new Cintiq N1 has no express keys and you need a Wacom remote, which is holy shit worthy. Neither of them have laminated screens, and the Wacom one, for some reason, despite using a USB-C cable, you can only fit it in one way.
So I want to plug it in like this, but I couldn't get it to seat properly until I looked and realized that it only fits going to the left.
Why does Wacom make a cable that uses USB-C when you can only fit it in one way? Well, I'll ask you this. What is the airspeed velocity of an unnamed swallow?
What do you mean? An African or European swallow?
I don't know that.
Wacom wants you to believe that they did this to reduce the production costs and pricing and stuff, but wait. What's that smell?
I smell bullshit.
The Huion Canvas 13 can offer all of these stuff for practically half the price, and speaking of the price, let's talk about them smackaroos. If we take a look at the Wacom Cintiq 16, it costs 2,700 ringgit. 2,700 ringgit. I can get an XP pen for practically half the price with more features. While it's true that Wacom was and has always something over their competition like better pen technology, but still, Wacom thought they are talking to smart people, but the thing is, the world is not filled with smart people. Everyone is just
stupid, lazy, and like to complain a lot.
People will not care about the little knickknacks. The moment they see an expensive price tag, they're not gonna buy it. Hell, this statement of mine could have been true 5 years ago, but now competitions are both cheaper and have more shit. I already have a plastic wasting problem, but I ain't gonna raise that bar. Now, Wacom did try to lower their prices, but I feel that they have done that way too late, and even if they lowered the price, you still have to pay insane prices for their stands and remotes. But to be fair, if you are creative enough, there are always ways to go around it. And speaking of accessories, we need to talk about the actual drawing experience. Look, Wacom, if you want me to go bankrupt for my entire country just to use your shit, at least let the drawing experience be worth it. Just go to r/Wacom and can see plenty of people having technical problems. The customer service is full of normies, and let's not forget about the one thing they keep failing at: colors. As an artist, it is very important to give your art some characters unless you are colorblind. But Wacom still somehow lags behind when it comes to color accuracy. How the hell?
With a color range of 92% Adobe and 88% NTSC. And for the Cintiq, well, it supports a 210 nit peak brightness and only 72% of the NTSC color range.
With all of these factors together, along with other things like rising competition, the slow fall of Wacom is self-explanatory. They literally gave people no reason to buy their products besides the idea that we're Wacom. It is frustrating because I want to support them. All the other companies are Chinese companies, while the Wacom is the only Japanese tablet company out there. Sure, there is Raytrack, but I dare you, go find one person in the world that has heard of Raytrack. Ironic, isn't it? I'm an anime artist. buying a Chinese product to create horny Japanese asses. But even then, it is clear as day. Wacom tried to monopolize the market and they got the consequences for it. So I must ask, is Wacom failing? Well, yes. But is Wacom dying? Well,
Kinda.
the internet does have a stigma against Wacom for good reasons, but if that's the case, then their sales figures should reflect that. Sure, they are losing some money. I said some, but whatever the case, I took to Reddit to find out firsthand why people still support Wacom. They range from I can only get a Wacom in my country to it is the industry standard. While these are somewhat fair points, a few did raise one critical point that I have not think of. Long-lasting. Yes, I cannot deny that the Huion and XP Pen most notably do have cheaper prices and their build quality is amazing, but the thing is, how long can they last? Some people still have their Wacom that lasts for over a decade, sometimes even longer, and Huion and XP Pen has only been barely around the market for around 10 years or so. Hell, the current tablet I've been using, the Bosto 16 HD, I've been only using it for half a year and it's already showing some problems. And yes, Wacom's customer service is really bad, but I heard the same thing about Huion's customer service anyway, so really there's no difference. And Wacom's still finding ways to innovate, even though none of them have really paid off. Like the VR pen.
Huh?
And speaking of innovation, let me ask you this. What is there to innovate left? We got 4K support, 8192 pressure sensitivity, great colors. What is there left to change? It is not like a smartphone where you can continuously cram new features into it and expect it to take off. It is a drawing tablet. It is a monitor that you can draw on. Sure, there have been a few people begging XP Pen, Huion, or even Wacom to make a ultra-wide drawing tablet that is curved with 8K resolutions and 64GB of RAM, but I say,
Who the hell said that?
at the end of the day, is Wacom failing? Yes, to an extent, but is Wacom dying? No, not really. Wacom's decline is not because their product is getting worse, but it's because better alternatives are popping up here and there. And if Wacom still does not do something about this sooner or later, then I expect them to meet the same fate as Japan's future, filled with nothing but death. But seriously though, what is happening to Japanese brands? They are dying left and right, it's almost depressing. And even if Wacom finally dies out and fades from the history books, we all have to remember, at the end of the day, in these kinds of battles, the real victors are us, the consumers.
But hey, even if Wacom finally dies out one day, at least we'll all remember them for one thing and one thing they always do best. Being a chopping board.